Thank you, Dr. Smizer and members of the board. As I was thinking about it, here at PSD, we work to educate every child every day. And for many students, athletics are a key part of that experience. If you examine those experiences through the lens of our district ends, it's clear there are intersections. By learning to work as a team, our students develop work ethic, they have the discipline to build their skills, they work as a team, and they prepare for success in a changing world. They go above and beyond by having opportunities for authentic experiences and to be able to excel in areas of passion. And as students grow deep, oftentimes lifelong connections, they do so among their fellow athletes and coaches. With that, I'd like to introduce Brandon Carlucci, an assistant principal and athletic director at Fossil Ridge High School, who will recognize the fall athletic state champions. And then if Director Donovan would like to join us, he will hand out tonight's awards.
Okay, thank you, Madeline, and to the board. Thanks for having us to the meeting this evening, Dr. Smizer, and the cabinet as well. And I would thank you for the comments about athletics. Every time that we get into this conversation, that's why we do it. And these things are connected, and these experiences just enrich a student's education, and we're certainly happy and pleased when either way the experience is what we're after. But if we're going to turn the scoreboard on and we're going to keep score, then let's go ahead and win while we're doing it and do things the right way, and we're not going to apologize for that, and that's a great thing. So life's competitive, and when that happens, we want to celebrate these people. We've got our last tennis player walking in right now, so good deal. Thanks, John. I will start with our tennis team. So if our head coach Steve Schultz and our couple of tennis players, John and Brady, want to come on up. So we have our number 4 doubles team this year, 2 freshmen. And I'm not going to say too much about that. I'll let Coach talk about that, but I will just say a quick word about Steve Schultz. Steve, how long you been there? 8 years. 8 years at Fossil Ridge High School, coaching our tennis team, and has poured into those young men on our boys' tennis team every fall. And just found out recently that this was his last year. He'll be stepping down, and there will be a huge void for us to fill at Fossil Ridge. And so he's done a great job. A lot of success over the years, and we're sure going to miss him. And so, Steve, come on up, and I'll let you say a few words about John and Brady.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the board for recognizing my athletes. And as Brandon said, for the last 8 years, I've been the coach of the Fossil Ridge boys tennis team. And over that time, we've had a high ranking of number 5 to number 10 during that time. Last year, we finished 7th. It's very rare for me to actually letter a freshman at this team because this team's been so strong. And this year I actually lettered 3 freshmen. And it's very rare for me to even have a freshman playing in the main lineup. But this year I had 2 freshmen play the number 4 doubles. And they had a good solid conference record with a couple of losses and barely squeaked through to getting regionals in order to qualify for finals. But on their way to the state title, they had wins over number 2 Cherry Creek and wins over number 1 Regis Jesuit, who finished number 1 last year. So not only are John Shelby and Brady Elliott great tennis players, they're terrific sportsmen and fine young men, and our team is incredibly proud of them and all of our coaches. So thanks.
My name is Brady Elliott. I went to Kennard and I went to Zach Elementary.
My name is John Shelby, and I went to Zach Elementary in Kennard Middle School.
On behalf of the Poudre School District Board of Education, we congratulate these 2 tennis players, their coach, and everyone that supports them, including their parents and families. So congratulations, guys.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
And then I'll have you walk by the board and they'll shake their hands when you're done. And just Okay, our next state champions, we have an individual state champion, and we've got a team state champion as well, and that would be our boys golf team. So if our boys golf coach, Andy Stevens, and we've got a couple golfers here as well, if you guys would like to come up. Without stepping on Andy's toes too much about the golf season, I'd say it came as a surprise. We've had some really strong teams the last couple of years, and I play golf, I know golf, and you never know which game's going to turn up that day. And you have to have your best game on those 2 days at the state tournament. And in the last couple of years, it hasn't always happened the way we thought, and this year it unfolded very nicely. Possibly even maybe when Andy didn't expect it as much as our other team. But I will. I want to make sure that I recognize we have a coach missing. We have two head coaches. They share it. They do a great job. That's Andy Stevens, who's here to my left, and we also have Coach Jamie Menifee. And Jamie is a girls basketball coach for us, and they've got a game tonight against Lakewood at Fossil Ridge this evening. So that's why he cannot be here with us. And these two coaches are certainly deserving of the 5A Coach of the Year award that they earned with their team capturing the state title. They are both business teachers in our building, and they do a fabulous job building relationships with kids. That's the most important thing. They do, whether that be in their business classes, whether that be being sponsors and co-sponsors of DECA, and the fabulous job they do with that. Jamie is boys golf coach and girls basketball. Andy coaches. He's our head coach for boys golf and for girls golf as well. So they're busy. They're busy year-round, and they're pouring into kids, and what a great job. I'll turn it over to him.
Boy, what an honor it is to be here tonight. Board, thank you so much for recognizing us. As a kid of PSD that's lived in the Fort Collins, Northern Colorado area for 36 years, it's pretty neat to be here tonight. So I'll just be real brief in my summary of the year. Mr. Carlucci highlighted a lot of the great stuff we did. What I want to say about the two gentlemen that are here and the other two that can't be with us tonight, one is also playing in a basketball game, and our fourth player is at home preparing for finals that are coming up next week, is that these kids do it the right way. When they step on the golf course, they represent themselves, their families, Fossil Ridge High School, Poudre School District, the right way. They have a lot of heart, they have a lot of talent, but at the end of the day, win or lose, you'd never know how they perform because they are gracious, they are classy, and that's what makes me most proud about these kids. Yes, we won a state title, and that's something this old man will remember forever. But the way we won and the way we handled ourselves is what I'm most proud of. So a big congratulations to these guys. You want to talk about Dylan? You want to? Okay. So that's our team championship, which is awesome. We had a bonus this year. We also had the individual 5A state champion in Dylan Stewart. And I'll just tell a quick story about Dylan. Dylan came to us as a freshman with a lot of folklore surrounding him. We had heard of this kid who was a great player from middle school, and he showed up on the first day, and I'm not sure he was 5 feet tall. And we thought, oh, wow, okay. And he stepped on the first tee of his high school tournament and shot a nice little 64. And so we were like, oh, wow, okay. Maybe they weren't selling him well enough. And so that, to watch him grow, both physically, but more importantly, into a great young man, has been my true honor. When we had our assembly at school, and we talked about the team and we talked about Dylan, that was the point that I really wanted to highlight, is that as a coach, one of the greatest joys is watching your players grow up, and watching them do it on the course, but more importantly, off the golf course. And we couldn't be more proud of Dylan. He's reached his dream. Since he was 8 years old, he's wanted to go to Oklahoma State, which is kind of the Alabama of college golf. And he achieved that goal. He signed his letter of intent, and he will be going there. Actually, he's going to start preparing this spring much like many football players do, and then he'll officially join the team in August. So we couldn't be more proud of Dylan, and we will continue to root him on as he reaches for his goals. And someday when you're on the PGA Tour, I get to caddy in one tournament. I get one tournament. That's all I ask. Okay? That's right. Yeah, some off-season event is fine. So again, thank you so much for having us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Well, congratulations to Dylan and the team and Coach Stevens and Coach Menifee. Stillwater. Well, it'll make you appreciate Fort Collins all that much more. And Coach Stevens, if you could come up here just one moment. Well, first of all, Dylan. So you see Coach Stevens in his, I assume this is like a shell for playing golf. We just came from a meeting at a place that's renowned in golf down in Colorado Springs, where in 1920 people looked like this, and now in 2018 they're looking like this, and I think this style may be coming back. I'm not sure, but congratulations to Fossil Ridge and the community and parents and family, as well as our tennis players as well. Thanks. So you all can go and shake hands with the board. Oh, right. Yes.
I'm a sophomore, and I went to Liberty Common Elementary and Preston Middle School. Oh, I'm Charlie Wang.
I'm Dylan Stewart. I'm a senior this year. I went to Tinmouth Elementary and then Kennard Middle School.